Well, this is the speaking test of International English Language Testing System taking place on 16 January 2021. The center is Hexe Supershore. The center number is BD001. The candidate is Tariq. The candidate number is 002. The examiner is Affan. The examiner number is 005. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
What's your full name?
My full name is Tariqul Islam. Please call me Tariq.
Well, where are you from?
I am from Upashahar. I was born and lived up in this city.
Do you work or study?
I'm a student. Right now I'm doing my A-levels with physics, chemistry and general maths.
Can I see your identification, please?
Yes, here you go.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Well, Tariq, in the first part of this test, I'd like to ask you some personal questions about yourself. Let's talk about traveling. Do you enjoy traveling?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of traveling. Whenever I get free times, like during my holidays, traveling is my favorite leisure activities. I go very often out with my friends.
Well, what are some places you love traveling to?
As a kid from city, actually we were brought up in this hustle and bustle. So I like to go to places which are far from city, where we get some natural views like seas, lakes or forest. So actually living a life there detached from the modern days, actually I like to go places like that.
Okay. Do you enjoy visiting places more with your friends or with your family?
In this case, I pick friends because when you go out with family, they always think about safety issues or not going out at night or some stuff which I don't like. But while you are with friends, you can enjoy every moment you pass there.
Well, what are some things you never forget to take with you when you are traveling?
Firstly, it's my video camera because I like to capture the natural beauty which I share with my friends and family. And secondly, it's a selfie stand so that we can take good pictures out there.
Well, let's talk about watching TV. Do you enjoy watching TV?
I used to enjoy. Right now, actually, I'm a bit busy with my study. When I was a kid, watching TV was one of my favorite leisure activities since I had no phones or laptops. But I think after I complete my graduation, I will get some more leisure times and I'll be back watching TV.
Well, what programs do you enjoy watching most?
Firstly, it's obviously sports. I'm a big fan of sports, especially football. I do watch football matches every day from Spanish or England. So I think sports is my most favorite activity, most favorite program in TV.
Well, do you spend a lot of time on watching TV?
Right now, as I said before, watching TV, I very rarely watch TV. But when I was a kid, I used to spend at least 4 to 5 hours every day in front of the TV. So I used to watch a lot, but not nowadays.
Let's talk about the traffic where you live. How do most people travel to work where you live?
Maximum of the people who work in my city, they travel to work by their private cars. Very less number of people use the private transport, although it's very available.
Well, how do traffic problems affect you?
Actually, it affects me a lot because of my timing. Since I'm a student, I need to attend my classes both from college and also in coaching on time. But sometimes because of the traffic, I get late.
Well, how would you reduce the traffic problems in your area?
I think mostly it can be done by educating the drivers and also the public about the rules and regulation of the road. There are people out there who are driving cars for almost years, but they don't know the correct rules and regulation of driving. So I think enlightening them with the main knowledge of traffic, that's how we can reduce the traffic.
Thank you, Tariq. So in this part of this test, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think what you are going to say. You can make note if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Tariq, has your paper, has your pen, has the topic. Well, I'd like you to describe a movie you have watched recently. Remember, you have 1 minute to make notes. start now.
The movie that I watched very recently, its name is Guerrilla. It's a movie based on our liberation war. It was released on 2010 and it was written and edited by Shams Agam, and it was directed by one of the most famous movie director in our country, who is Najmun Nahar. Actually, this movie had the storyline of describing our liberation war, which took place in 1971. Since today, a kid of 2000, we don't actually know a lot about our past people who gave their life for this country. So this movie actually portrayed what actually happened, the brutality of the scenes that occurred in 1971. I watched this movie almost 1 year, 1 year ago alone. Actually, this was a movie suggested by my grandfather, who said, see this movie, watch this movie and you will get a view of 1971. So by his words, I started to watch the movie. It started with a guy walking on the streets of Bangladesh. Suddenly he was shot from back, and actually the director, the way he described the scene, it gave us a feel that really I am standing in the place and I was shot at that time. So initially the movie was all about how the liberation war started, what it caused, and in the middle stage of the movie it showed the how our enemies killed our innocent people, how they ruled over us, how they didn't wanted to get our rights. So at the end, the movie displayed the victory, the famous victory we had over our enemy country. So as a today's kid of this country, I think every people must know what this country was worth for, what was the price for this country. And I have watched this movie almost 4 to 5 times. I have suggested this to a lot of my friends, to family members, and each one of them, they said that was a wonderful movie. And this movie also got some of the best awards in our country, like Bangla Academy.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, do you think you will watch it again?
Although I have watched it almost 5 to 6 times, but my admiration for this movie has never decreased, and I don't know how many more times I will watch it.
Thank you. Well, Tariq, you have been talking about a movie you have watched recently. So now in this part of this test, I'd like to ask you some general questions which are related with the topic you are given. Well, are movies a popular means of entertainment in your country?
Definitely, people of our country admires movies a lot. I think almost 70 to 80% of our people chooses movies as their source of main entertainment when they get leisure times.
Okay. Do you think the content of movies are changing these days?
Massively. The contents are obviously changing. Nowadays movies are getting more towards scenes which are not good for the children. So back then we used to watch movies with our father and family, but nowadays the movies are like that you can't watch with your family together. The movies are getting more towards scenes that are not appropriate for everybody.
Well, how do you think movies affect people's life?
It varies from person to person. Some people who dreams of having their life like a movie star, actually in their case movies play a vital role. But people like me who always take that movie is just a set of scripted pictures and nothing else. So in our case, movie doesn't play any vital role in our lives.
Okay, how do you feel about working in the film industry?
Actually, it would be a pleasure because I would meet some of the best peoples in our country whom I admired the most. Some actors, some directors, because of their talent, actually they like portray themselves more than they are in this world. So I think I could, since I can meet them, I would like to work in the industry.
Well, should children be allowed to watch all sorts of movies?
Obviously not. Children have like their young minds, they can be influenced by anything. So watching movies which are not appropriate, them can play a good role in their mind. So there should be some selected movies that should be watched by children and which are not good for children. It must be stated at the very beginning that this movie is not intended for children.
Well, Tariq, thank you. That's the end of your speaking test.
Thank you, sir.